Hi class, we are getting started on step 23 of Circle Wars, and we need to be able to register if we have won or if we've lost. So we need to create two ever-expanding clone armies. We have the friendly ones, the green, and we have the ones that we do not like, which are the pink ones. Okay, we need to be able to tell or give those scripts a code so that we know if we won the game or lost the game. So we are going to add a new if-then block shown on page 72 to the player sprites. Go ahead and click on your blue player sprite. Oops. And now, underneath where you see the go-to mouse pointer, we are going to add two new scripts. Okay, they're almost exactly identical. The only differences are one is for if you've won and one is for if you have lost. So we're going to make the first one here. We need an if-then block, like I said. Just going to make this from here, and then I'll duplicate it and change everything that I need. Script. You need to be very careful that on the ones that you're creating here, you need to make sure that, especially on these green ones right here, the greater than or less than sign, just double check that with your partner, making sure that you have the correct one. Otherwise, it will not work the way you want it to. We'll add what they are thinking in just a second here once I get these done. First one we will write victory, and the second one we will write defeat. Victory for win, defeat for lose. So in these blocks up here then, if the score is saying if it's greater than 20, then it's saying it stopped the script because we've won. Okay? And then I need to change this one. If the score is less than negative 21, oops, I'm sorry, negative 20, then it's thinking defeat, we've lost. Okay? So other than that, I think I have everything all set. We want to insert the victory one first, so right underneath go to mouse pointer, and then right underneath the victory goes defeat. Okay. Now you'll notice that there's this little bubble up here of what it's thinking. When I click the start one, it will become apparent once we get closer to if we've won or lost. So I'll try and play it real quick and see if I can get close to 20 or negative 21. Remember, it's really hard sometimes because they're following you. I'm going to go ahead and leave on purpose just so that it will see how it stops right there automatically. The pops stops, the sounds, they stop, and then the game stops altogether. So once we get to that point, it's thinking I need to stop because they've lost the game, or I need to win. I need to stop because they won the game. Okay, so it's able to tell from the score up here and from our code that we created. Yes, you can keep going. No, you cannot. Okay. Okay, so now we're going to add a timer. This was what I talked about in the aim of the game video, and this helps kind of create a little more competition atmosphere, and we can put it on screen so that players can see how long they need to complete the game if they are trying to win. So we need to click on we need to still be on the blue one. If you are not, make sure you get up there. And then on the sensing button, we need to find reset timer. It's down at the bottom here. That's going to go underneath set score to 0. Let's set that in there. And then we also need to add one more block, and that is your orange data block, where it says set time, or it says set score to blank. We're going to change score to time. And I think this goes in between the loops, so make sure you get it in there. Set. Oops, I'm sorry. We forgot to set a new variable. I'm jumping ahead. I'm sorry. Step 25, if you haven't already, go to the data block, make a new variable. We'll make time for all sprites. Now we can set time to 0. And we should see the timer go up on the side over here. And then in this little block right here, I want to go to sensing and I need to go to timer. Okay. Now, since we're copying timer into this variable, down here it's saying each trip of around the loop, it will now display the time on the stage, but the moment that the player wins or loses, the time will stop being updated. So the script stops. That's what it's saying. And the total time will be shown of how long it took to lose or how long it took to win. So you could go 2 different ways with this. You could have who can last the longest before dying, or you could say who can win the game the quickest. Okay, so there's 2 different routes you could go. But now we see that we have a score and a timer. So I'm just going to go quickly. I'm going to turn my sound down so it's not too loud. And I will try just to lose the game on purpose and see how long it takes me to do that. Let them build up here just a little bit. Notice how the seconds are moving. I'm at about 7 seconds right now. And it took me about 11 seconds trying to lose to get past -20. Okay. We are almost done with Circle Wars, believe it or not, so we need just a couple more things to do, and that is to add instructions to the game. Players need to know the rules of the game, and we need to create a special sprite that shows the instructions for Circle Wars when the game begins. So we are going to use the paintbrush symbol to create a new sprite, and we're going to rename it Instructions. So down in the new sprite area, click on your paintbrush, click on the blue eye, and we need to rename it as Instructions. Okay. Now, you'll see, again, this pixelated area and then the dark gray area. We are going to create something in this pixelated area here. So we need to fill in this with any color. Now, if you look in the book, they have a green backdrop. I really do not care what you want to do. I would probably keep it so that it's similar to the theme of the colors here in the game. Do whatever you would like, but for the sake of the video, I'm going to basically follow what the book has here. So I'm going to use my paint can, and I think for the backdrop, I'm going to do a light pink backdrop here. And now I need to select the text button here, and I'm going to add the text that you see in that green box on page 74. It says, "You are the blue circle. Move using the mouse. Be quick. Try to touch the friendly green circles. Each one gives you 1 point. Avoid the enemy red circles. Each one touches takes 3 points. Score more than 20 to win. Score less than -20 and you lose. Press the space bar to start." So I need to use my text and I need to type that in. This may take you a little bit longer. You may want your partner to spell out the word as you're typing so you don't have to keep looking back and forth at the workbook that you have. And then once you have all of the text done, go ahead and just stop from there. So I'm going to type in my text here. If for some reason it would not fit, once you have the whole text there, you can make it bigger, smaller, longer, thinner. Okay, most of you should know how to use that setting by now, and because we've used it in other things with class. So if you have trouble, though, raise your hand and I will come around and help you. So go ahead and write the text and do it exactly how the it looks in Circle Wars. One thing before you get started, make sure that you have black ink selected so that you can see your text as you are writing. So go ahead and get started from there then. Make sure that your partner is rereading it as you are typing so that you don't have any spelling errors or have any of the wrong words in there. Okay, now do you see these dotted lines around the outside? That is how, see, if you click around the pink area, you can make this a little bit bigger so it's easier to read. And when you see that little hand pop up, you can drag it so that it's more center. So I think mine is all done. Now if you notice around the outside, you can decorate your instructions with colored circles. I would again try and use the colors that they have. Oops, I did not want to do that. I wanted to do, for the sake of time, I'm just going to keep this the way it was. This was black. You can change the font over here. You could change colors. You can add circles if you would like. You do not have to. Just as long as you have the instructions up here, that is all you need. We are actually going to go ahead and stop there. We have one more video to do. I just want to make sure we have enough time and I do not run out of time explaining how to do the last couple of steps plus any hacks. So in the next video we'll finish up Circle Wars and we'll see how the instructions sprite works.